come with me on a magical journey as I take control of a prince who's been turned into a dragon and is trying to rescue the princess from the evil forces that have kidnapped her. 100 levels of platform mayhem as the dragons run round and spit bubbles at people and blow them up and turn them to food and eat them. Sounds a bit gruesome, couldn't be further from the truth. I'm talking about Bubble Bobble. So, kind of cheating on this one because I know that generally I'm going for games that I've not played in so many years. Now, I've not played the ZX Spectrum version since the 80s. And indeed, the version that I'm going to play today is enhanced over the version that I had because I had the 48K version. I'm going to be playing the Spectrum 128 plus 2, etc. version that had the background music in there. So it's going to be a slightly different experience. However, I have played this multiple times in other ports. I've got it on pretty much every format ever created. And it's one game that I always go back to the well. This all started for me back in 1986 when the Taito arcade game of Bubble Bobble came out, and I threw 10 pence after 10 pence after 10 pence into it, me and my mates teaming up to try to work our way through the levels and get to the end. It came out on the ZX Spectrum a year later from Firebird Software. Marvellous port, as good as you could possibly get from the ZX Spectrum, and me and another friend would dedicate whole days to trying to get to level 100 on it, and we never did it without cheating. We admit that we had to use some pokes for infinite lives at some point, but without cheating, never did it. However, I have completed this game on multiple occasions. Once it's been out on the Atari ST, I completed it with another one of my friends. It used to be, again, a regular thing. I've completed it on the PlayStation port of it, where me and my little sister love this game. And even in recent years, I've got a ported version of it again for PlayStation 4. It's buried on there somewhere. And I've played it again and again and again. I love this game. There's something about it. It's simple to fall into. It's got a learning curve that starts off quite easy and gets progressively harder and harder and harder and harder. Anyway, let's get it loaded into memory, shall we? I could talk about the game all day. Now, I have been asked, and we'll let it finish, I have been asked why it is that I don't already have it loaded in the background and just go straight into the game. And part of the charm is the loading screen. I love the loading screen graphics. I love to see them, and I'm hoping that you guys love to see them as well. Another one is the sound. Now, ideally, I would love to play it as a full loading sequence and spend the whole 8, 9, 10 minutes that it takes to load in the game, but that wouldn't make for an interesting video. But one of the things that I loved for the ZX Spectrum over the Commodore range, Commodore had its own proprietary tape deck which stopped and started automatically, and it was silent and you couldn't hear anything. But part of the charm of loading a game for me was hearing that noise. And yeah, to such a degree that even dial-up modems, when they started doing their thing, used to give me a little flutter. Anyway, okay, we're not getting any sound. Funky music, as only a ZX Spectrum could manage to do. Okay, I'm on my own, so it's only one player. Level 1. Pretty faithful representations of the characters of Bub and Bob. Don't want to burst them yet because I want to wait for this item over here to appear. Ah! Damn my spiny head! See, ideally on these early levels, what I want to be doing is not bursting them. I want to wait for the second object to appear because that way I've got a better chance of getting fast bubbles, harder bubbles that last longer, etc, etc, fast shoes. So that was a bit of an accident, bit of a mistake. Could be disastrous. Maybe it won't. Okay, I want to capture no more than 3 of them. start with. The more that you burst at once, the better the rewards, but I'm not that fussed about points, and that's what we want, a sweet. Scream if you want to go faster, guys. Right, you'll see the bubbles with the letters in them. That's to collect, to spell out the word extends down the side of the screen. That will give an extra level, extra life, and boost me on a level. Oh, come on, jump up here. Jump up so I can catch you. Oh. This, it's a proper earworm of a tune. Boom, got you guys. No. Umbrella, yes. Umbrella skips you through a set number of levels depending on what colour umbrella. Okay, that was quite a good jump. Ah! One life down. Come on. No, I didn't want to... Because I lost a life, unfortunately that means no secret rooms. If you can get to level 20 without dying, you start to open up the secret chambers, which are filled with diamonds, gives you loads of extra points, and it's a great way to work through the game. If you can get to level 30, you then get another one, level 40, another one, until you get to level 50, and then it will jump you right up to level 90. It's a great way to finish the game quick if you know the skills. You might notice that I keep standing against the wall and blowing bubbles. There's a reason for this, but it's a reason that has nothing to do with this version of it. In every other version of the game, doing so gets your points going up, because every bubble that you burst scores you some points. Sadly, on the Spectrum, it doesn't seem to do anything, but force of habit and all those things. Oh, I hate this level. And that's why. No. Oh, almost. Come on. Oh, almost. The Baron's gonna get me. Baron got me. This is why I hate this level, because when you get trapped in there, you have to bounce off the bubbles. On the ZX Spectrum, not as easy to do as on other formats where there's a lot more malleability when you're in the air. Where are you going? You're going that way? Good. You do that. Having a burger. Have some cake. Can't have done much for childhood obesity, this game. Move! Move! Oh no, don't move that way! Pop. Oh, there's a sweet in there, but I can't get to it because those suns... Go on. Missed me sweet. You can die. Time is going fast. That's those two done. Just leave this bad boy. Come on. Up this way. Up this way. Come on. Come on. Don't get stuck in a rut. I don't want to have to do a suicide drop. It worked. The Baron who appeared once it got too long on the level, he can't be killed. He will start off moving slowly around the screen area, and then he'll speed up and do longer runs towards you until eventually he catches you and takes the life. I want that sweet, I want that sweet. Don't disappear, sweetie. Hello, sweetie. Fast bubbles! Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Fast bubbles can be the difference between life and death on this game. Oh, he shoots, he scores. I'm not going to be able to get down to that one. Oh, that could help. Thank you. Oh, no, 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 no! So there we have Bubble Bobble. Fun? Yes, indeed. Would I continue playing this on the ZX Spectrum version? Sadly not. And my reasons are simply that there's arcade perfect conversions available out there on other devices, and I mean, this is a great conversion at the time. This was an amazing game at the time, and I played it solidly at the time. Well worth the $7.95 price it was when it got released. But because we've now got access to arcade perfect versions, as well as the plethora of sequels, you've got Rainbow Islands, Parasol Stars, Bubble Symphony, You've also got the spin-offs, Buster Move, Puzzle Bobble, etc. There's multiple iterations of the same format that enhance it in different ways that are much better to go back. Have I enjoyed playing it today? Yes. The flaws that it has on the ZX Spectrum 1 are unfortunately due to the processing power. It's hard to make out when you've actually got enemies trapped in bubbles if there's other bubbles floating around them because you can't see the detail. It lacks some control. It just doesn't maneuver as well as it does on other ports. But as far as arcade adaptations go, considering, you know, I had a version on the 48K that the only difference really was the lack of the music. To condense all of that kind of gameplay into such a small amount of space, skill set. And this is what makes going back to ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64 era such a joy, is because the coders had to be creative. They had to deliver something that they shouldn't theoretically have been able to get out of that machine. Anyway, that's Bubble Bobble. Well worth checking out on whatever format you can get it for. It's an absolute joy, and it's a great two-player game. Two people trying their best to get to level 100, and it helps having that second person, because if you use up all your lives, you can see there's still 6 credits left. Could have just jumped in with another credit. Thank you for watching. Keep suggestions coming in as to what games you want me to play. Like, subscribe, you know the business, and I'll see you next time.